Fiancé cheated for 2+ years, broke up our family of 4. I've never posted anything on Reddit before and don't know how to do it properly. But here is the story. I was a single father of an 18-month-old girl when we met late in 2013. I have had sole custody of my daughter since she was 9 months old. Her mother/ex-wife turned out was a meth addict and left me for her dealer. But that's what whole other story for another time. My new now ex-fiancé was a single mother of an 11-month-old girl when we met, whose biological father is currently sitting in prison for the murder of an 18-year-old man for the next 55 years. He was an apparent meth head as well, and she left him before he joined a gang and killed this kid. So we obviously have both been through some very intense and traumatic experiences with our previous relationships. And because of this, and our very heavy attraction to one another, we had an obvious connection. We met on Plenty of Fish, and we hit it off immediately. And begun a relationship after our first date. I was terrified of dating because of what happened in my marriage, but despite my fears, she held strong that what we had was special and worth perusing. Our daughters started to grow together, and before long, after about a year or so, we moved in together. We fought very rarely, everything seemed to be going swimmingly. One day, about 2 months into our moving in together, she goes out with her friend to a concert that I couldn't attend because we couldn't find a babysitter. We had a very honest relationship at the time and told each other everything. At the show, she sends me a picture of a note a bouncer had handed her saying, "Hey, I'm shy, but think you're beautiful, here's my number, call me sometime," and we literally laughed at it. Saying, "OMG, how pathetic." He has a stack of these in his pocket and hands the out to every cute girl he sees. A few weeks later, I start getting a feeling she's being extra protective of her phone, so, because we're on the same account, I log in and find out they have been texting back and forth since the concert. I immediately confront her, she admits they talk, but nothing has happened. And foolishly, I believe her. Against my better judgment, I accept her telling me that she has ended their friendship for the sake of our relationship. Time goes by and I forget about it. We are deeply in love. I proposed to her maybe 7 months after that whole fiasco, periodically checking to see if she's still texting him. I found nothing. 2.5 years go by, we both have good jobs, our girls are happy and healthy, getting along as good as siblings are supposed to. She's a great mother to both of them, treating them as if they are both her own children. Her and I are as close as ever. I consider myself a great father, never abusive, always understanding, patient and caring. All the things I was taught to be growing up by my father. We were happy. All is right with the world. Thursday night, I come home to a house full of her and family. My entire family lives in another state, but her siblings and mother love me greatly and I do too, my stepdaughter, her brother, his kids, her sister's son, and her mother. My biological daughter spends time with her biological mom at her grandmother's house on Thursday nights. Thursdays are my ex-fiancé days off, so she usually spends them hanging out with her daughter after daycare. She's 4.5, and maybe having a beer at a nearby brewery within walking distance. She had a few that day. I walk in and give her a kiss as I always do, settle in and head upstairs to use the bathroom. On the floor on the rug in front of the toilet there sits her phone. I pick it up, and it immediately chimes a Facebook message in my hands. She doesn't have a password to unlock her phone and the message is from a vaguely familiar name. I open it and reveal the messages exchanged that day. I'm shaking, horrified. I read them. They are extremely comfortable messages about how much fun today's sex had been and how sore she'll be. She even sent him a picture of her and my stepdaughter smiling that day. I panic, take pictures of the messages and grab the car keys and leave. I was in such a state I left with her phone in my hand. I peel out of the driveway and head to a gas station till fill up. I can't think straight, my heart is pounding. She calls from her mother's phone, I answer and immediately start screaming about how I know what's happening. I know where she's been today. She tells me to come back home with my phone or she's going to start destroying my stuff. This is coming from the woman I've been with for 4 years, trusted, cared for and dedicated my life to. Whom assured me how much she loves me. I stupidly drive home and give her back her phone. We talk, she explains that it's been going on for 2+ years. She doesn't love him and obviously never meant for me to find out. That it's just sex and that she's sorry and blah blah blah. I leave and go to a hotel. Freaking out I call my friend who moved to another state, talk to her about it all, and she tells me there is no goddamn way I can get back with her. I'm currently staying with a close friend with my daughter. She's sleeping next to me while I type this. I've since told her whole family about her affair, and they are all disappointed and saddened. My ex-fiancé has been overly apologetic, saying it'll never happen again, and how we can work it out. I start to lose my shit, yelling about how much of a two-faced lying whore she is, saying all the things you think you'd say in this situation. I tell her she has to get out of my house. But for some reason I'm the one who left. Said she's got to be out by Monday. She agreed to do so. I just lost a partner, I'm going to lose a daughter, my kid is going to lose a sister, and another mother. Not to mention my ex's whole family. I've been through this before, and it's ugly. I don't know what to do. My heart is broken, and I have been periodically crying and thinking back on all the times I had a bad feeling. It's killing me. How can I move on with my life? How can I ever trust another human? My fiancé cheated on me. I've 32F, been with my fiancé, 33M, for 5 years. We were supposed to get married last August, but made the tough decision to postpone our big day until August of 2022 because a lot of our older family members had expressed concerns with flying and being around a crowd of people. I met him at work, we are both hairstylists at a higher-end salon. It's not a really creative environment. Occasionally you'll get someone who wants rainbow hair, but other than that it's very generic colors and cuts. Like 9 months ago, he told me he was feeling really depressed and stagnant at work and wanted to quit and work in a more creative environment. I supported him and he started working at a new salon within the month. Literally everyone who works there is in their early to mid-20s besides him. Instantly he was so much happier, and within a few weeks he expressed his desire to start trying for a family and wanting me to come off the pill. I told him though it would be better to wait a little while, preferably after the wedding, because he wasn't bringing in the same money he used to. Some of his clients followed him, but the majority didn't, so his book/money was cut in half. His birthday is in May and he brought up trying again and how he's in a good place at work and the timing is right. I agreed to come off BC, not really trying or prevent it, thinking it would take months to get pregnant. I get pregnant in June, 20 weeks 4 days, and we're both excited for the next chapter of Or Lives Together. July he changes his hours and starts working more, and he tells me it's because he wants to be able to have money set aside for the baby because I won't be working for 6 to 8 weeks after birth. I don't think anything of it and think it's sweet he's trying to provide for the baby. 2 weeks ago he sits me down crying, telling me he fucked up. I'm thinking he got fired. He cheated on me with his 20-year-old apprentice/stylist under him. I was in complete shock. Because this is what he wanted. He told me it's been going on since he found out I was pregnant, because all of a sudden things he thought about just got really real and he couldn't handle it. I told him I couldn't deal with all this now and he needed to get out and stay with friends or family. He's been calling and texting me nonstop and apologizing. Wanting to work on things, but he won't quit. I don't trust him and don't think I can unless he leaves his jobs and isn't around her all the time. I've talked to my therapist about this and I really don't know what the right answer is here. I'm not pissed, I'm hurt. He's going to be in my life forever one way or another. I told him I'm 99% sure this is something I can't get over. I'm really trying my hardest to stay calm for the baby's sake because I know stress isn't good and can lead to issues. Any advice would be great? Him not being involved is not an option. I would never be that cruel. He'll be a great father. He's so good with kids. TLDR, my fiancé cheated on me with a stylist working under him and he refuses to quit, but wants to work on things. Thank you for watching.